All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1003, Carrera versus Carrera.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Okay, Mr. Carrera,
Yes.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yes. So I brought this case before you because I'm currently paying for extracurricular activities for our daughter.
Okay.
And it's a little bit more money than I thought it was going to be. So I would like my wife, Sheila, to reimburse me for it.
Okay. So you guys are separated?
Yes.
Okay. What type of extracurricular activities is the child involved?
So our daughter is very big into sports.
Okay.
So she plays soccer, and, you know, it's just like the cost of cleats, the cost of like gloves, because she plays goalie. It's just a lot of upkeep for me, and she makes more money than I do. So I kind of want help.
All right, everyone. Today's courtroom case focuses on shared parenting and financial responsibility. Kirillo calmly steps up and explains his side. He's been paying for all of his daughter's extracurricular activities, from soccer cleats to goalie gloves, every last item. Now he's asking his ex-wife, Sheila, to help out, especially since she earns more money than he does. The judge jumps right in, asking questions about their separation and how involved their daughter is in sports. Mr. Kirillo says the costs have been adding up quickly, and trying to handle everything on his own just isn't realistic anymore. This case isn't just about sports gear. It's about fairness, teamwork, and what true co-parenting looks like. Tensions are rising in the courtroom as everyone waits to see. Will Sheila start contributing, or will the entire load keep falling on one parent?
From the tax returns that you make about $100,000 a year.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Child support was not previously ordered.
Yes.
Okay. So are you guys in agreement to do that? Or, you don't want to pay child support? What's going on?
I don't think it's necessary. We split her 50-50. She's at my house just as much. She's with me just as much, if not more.
Your Honor, I would say that's probably an argument for her to pay me. If we're splitting 50-50, I shouldn't have to pay all of it.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. So you kind of like told on yourself. So you ready to move forward with the numbers? Sure. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get ready with the numbers. So it looks like you make, like I said, $100,000 a year. Do you work overtime, or is that regularly what you make?
No, I work overtime. But
okay. And does that include overtime?
Yes, ma'am. It's a salaried position, so it's just straight up.
Mr. Kirillo doesn't sugarcoat things. He explains how the costs for his daughter's sports have been piling up. Cleats, gloves, and all the other gear don't come cheap. He says it's only fair for his ex-wife to share the cost, especially since she earns $100,000 a year. The judge leans forward, asking for more details about their custody arrangement. Mr. Kirillo says they split custody right down the middle, 50-50ths. That fact only strengthens his argument. If they're sharing time equally, shouldn't they share the expenses too? He also makes the point that Sheila's higher income puts her in a better spot to help financially. With everything now on the table, the judge prepares to look at the numbers. It's time to set aside emotions and do the math to figure out what fair really means.
So at $100,000 a year, I have your gross at $10,000 a month. Mm-hmm. Before I continue, who pays health insurance?
We both do.
We both.
Okay, how much do you pay?
$348 or $386.
$386.
Yeah, $386.
Okay.
And I pay $200.
Okay, and you both plan on maintaining those health insurance policies?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. That way, nobody has to reimburse anybody for health insurance, but because you do carry health insurance and you're going to be ordered to pay child support, I can give you credit for the $386. So that brings your net down to $6,988.19. Which, how many children? Just one?
Just one.
Okay, so 20% of that brings your child support obligation to $1,391.64. That should cover any expenses and anything like that, because the child is heavily involved, sounds like, in extracurricular activities. Excuse me. Are there any other questions?
Nope.
You don't look happy about this. What's going on?
I just think that it's a bit of an exorbitant amount, but we discussed it in the beginning when the split happened. He agreed, and
Agreed to what amount?
none.
Oh, you're saying child support. But you do understand that as the child gets older and, heavily involved in
Yes.
different activities, I wasn't done.
Oh,
Involved heavily in different activities, you understand that expenses increase.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the amount of child support is based on how much money you make. Child support is based on a simple calculation. So you make $100,000 a year, that's what your child support is. I mean, if you want it to be lower, you chose the profession.
Yeah.
Okay. So if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
The judge doesn't waste any time. She gets straight to the numbers. She totals up Mr. Curillo's yearly income, including overtime, at $100,000. After taking out health insurance costs, his monthly take-home pay is $6,988. With one child to support, the court sets his monthly child support at $1,391.64. The judge explains that this amount isn't just for everyday needs. It's also meant to help with the rising costs of the child's active lifestyle, like sports and other activities. Even though Mr. Curillo has 50-50 custody, the judge makes one thing clear: sharing time doesn't cancel out financial responsibility. Mr. Curillo isn't happy with the decision. He argues that the payment is too high, but the judge stands firm. She says child support is based on income, not personal opinions or feelings. It's about fairness, not frustration. She also reminds him that even though he previously agreed to cover everything himself, personal agreements don't override the law, especially when circumstances change. Orders can be changed if there's a major shift, like higher extracurricular costs or a change in income. This case highlights a basic but important truth: if one parent earns more, they may be expected to help more. Custody arrangements are about dividing time, not expenses. And with that, the episode closes on a powerful note. If you or someone you know is in a similar situation, speak up and share their story. Because in child support court, it's not just about money. It's about making sure every child has what they need to thrive.
You all witnessed in the case of Carrera versus Carrera. So they had an existing order where no child support was ordered. Well, under Texas law, when there's been a material and substantial change in circumstance, the court can go in and review the order to determine whether or not child support should be paid. Well, you heard that Dad was covering all the expenses for the child to participate in all these different activities. So it warranted Mom to be able to help finance those activities for the child. So that's the reason why Mom was ordered to pay child.
At first, there was a court order saying neither parent had to pay child support. But under Texas law, if circumstances change in a big way, the court can review and update that order. And that's exactly what happened here. During the case, we learned that Dad had been paying for all of the child's extracurricular expenses, sports gear, activities, and more. Over time, those costs really added up. The court decided it was only fair for Mom to start helping out financially. That's why the judge issued a new child support order. This wasn't about blaming or punishing anyone. It was about being realistic, acknowledging that the child's needs had grown, and both parents should share the cost of raising her.